Well, a self-labeled Fresno, California police accountability activist, that's what we're calling him, John Lang, age 51, predicted his own death, his own demise on Facebook. He wrote a Facebook post that Fresno police officers were going to kill him 5 days before he actually died. Now, in this exchange with a Fresno reporter, he was in fact found dead in his home. His home was set ablaze. Perhaps more troubling, the facts surrounding his death. The Fresno County coroner autopsy, it's come back. It's ruled the cause of death as a suicide. Now, police originally reported that Lang was found in the burning home in January with stab wounds to his abdomen and back, leading homicide detectives to investigate his death. Here's a tweet from Lang regarding his impending doom. If we can go full screen on this tweet, it says, Corin, and he's talking to a local reporter, Corin, you want some news? Corrupt Fresno cops are going to try and kill me this weekend, possibly tonight. This is no joke. Please follow up on my story regardless of what happens and what version the cops and the Fresno Bee come up with. Please check out this website and this YouTube site. So he's trying to alert people around him that he could die. Do you think that this was a suicide?
Well, we have to look at the facts here. You know, on the surface, somebody who's been stabbed in the front and the back, that's not usually how somebody would commit suicide. Although the cause of death they found to be smoke inhalation, with a contributing factor being the stab wounds. It's possible that he staged his own murder. At the same time, it's worth considering the fact that he was sort of an agitator to the local authorities, the police specifically.
He was a pain in their ass, Mark. He was on local blogs pointing out aspects of social injustice and corruption. He would specifically call out on social media accounts and a personal blog post about the Fresno County Sheriff's Office, Fresno Police Department, calling them corrupt. He would post videos with alleged security camera videos, and he was getting some traction. There was a post on a social media site, Reddit, you guys know it well, I'm sure, that had received 1,200 votes. So he was really making some headway with, but at the same time, did he seem paranoid to you at all?
Some of the writings could be viewed that way, although he wasn't talking about complete nonsense. He was talking about things that do make sense, about police scanning license plates and finding people who had violations or had some sort of warrant perhaps, and then used that to later pull them over. Things like this could be viewed as being paranoid, but these are things that we know to actually take place. You could view his writings and his activities as being the actions of somebody who was paranoid, schizophrenic, and you could just write it off as that, or you could take him at face value. If his death was a suicide, it was a suicide staged to look like a homicide, and he did predict his own death. So if you take it the least conspiratorial way, he predicted his own death and then went and caused it.
Or to prove a point, to bring awareness, or to...
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know his mental state.
I don't either. I wish we had more information just outside of his Facebook post, honestly.
So we don't have access to his medical records or whether or not there would have been any kind of a psychological
evaluation regarding his mental state just before he died, or why he was doing this. But that's absolutely right. You know, the troubling aspect, though, if he's raising these points about corruption from a local department, it looks like there's more questions than answers following his death, regardless of how he died. And I just hope that somebody does follow up with the accusations that he was making.